there are certain things that I need to mention to you. President Ruto took up government, a government that was there. And sometimes I want to appeal to Kenyans that the government must listen to the people. That's a must. That's why we are in the offices where we are. We hold these positions in trust for the people of Kenya. And therefore, you are right to complain. You are right to criticize us. And a government that cannot accept criticism has no business being in office. But as you criticize us, I would expect also dialogue. I would expect you also to listen to what the government is saying and make judgments. When this government came into office, the president took up an economy that was literally in shambles. With a deficit of 8.1% of the GDP, you are taking up a government where you have been classified among the 6 African countries which are likely to default on loan repayments. And as we speak, out of the 6, 5 have actually defaulted. It is only Kenya which has not defaulted. Sometimes people don't appreciate some of these things. But I will tell you for a fact that IMF had flagged out Kenya, besides other 5 other African countries, Ghana, Ethiopia, Angola, Chad, and Mozambique, as possible candidates of loan default. All the other 5 that I've mentioned have defaulted. Kenya has not. You are taking up an economy where, in a few months' time, you are required to pay $2 billion as a bullet payment on Eurobond payment, which is 260 billion Kenya shillings without any strategy. You are taking up an economy with an inflation rate of 9.6%. You are taking up an economy with the reserves, forex reserves of only 2.5 months of import cover. And yet the minimum requirement is 3 months of import cover. You are taking up an economy where all road constructions have stalled because of pending bills. You are taking up an economy where people have sufurias in their heads because there is no food. You are taking up an economy where 1 week into office, there is no fuel in the petrol stations in the whole Republic of Kenya. That is the economy that President Ruto took up. That is the economy that President Ruto inherited. I will tell you, because I was a member of and I am still a member of the Azimio coalition. And when President Uhuru appeared before us at Masai Lodge, when he was informing us that he has decided that he's going to hand over to President Ruto because that is a constitutional requirement. The next thing he told us, and this is not something he said in secret, he said it publicly before the members of the Azimio coalition, all the parliamentary group members, that he is giving the government 3 months, they are not going to succeed. In fact, at that point I wondered, he was campaigning for us to succeed him. And was he setting us up for failure? Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying may not please you, but that is the truth. And I want you just to go back home and think about what I've said. Don't agree with me. Then when you wake up tomorrow, make judgment. And this is what I'm saying. That inflation of 9.6% has come down to 4%. That foreign exchange reserve that was barely 2.5 months of import cover is today 5 months of import cover. The shilling, which was dangerously moving to 165 to the dollar, is now at 129 shillings to the dollar. The government, which was borrowing 91-day treasury bill at 91-day treasury bill at 16 to 18%, is today borrowing at 8.3%. The interest rates that was being extended to the private sector at 22% now has come down to 16, 15%. And we expect it to come even more down. That budget deficit has been narrowed now to 4.8% from 8.1%. There is no real danger now of possibility of defaulting on our loans because we managed the 2024 Eurobond loan, and we have even paid in advance the 2027 Eurobond loan because we didn't want to get into the same space that we found ourselves into, because those who were in the office then did not think strategically to manage our liability in a way that would not expose our economy. We have decided to do it differently. We have no danger of defaulting anymore. Now we can discuss other things, but not defaulting on our loans. The sufurias which were on our heads, and I was one of the people who was putting up sufuria on his head. Now, there is no sufuria on my head. Instead, there is this academic gown on my head. What am I saying in a nutshell as I conclude? That we have made progress. We have not reached where we should be. We are still walking that journey and path. But I'm sure and I'm certain we will reach there. I know there is a problem of employment. And graduates, let no one tell you that there are no jobs. Who is saying there are no jobs? We must help you get the jobs. We must create the job opportunities. We must bring and put in place policies that will help create jobs. I will give you just one as I wind up. By merely bringing in a policy that is targeting the financial sector, that is giving tax relief for those who are investing in this country on financial sector, with the 2025 finance bill, which is now an act of parliament. This is what has happened. When we visited London the other day, we signed contracts with Lloyd's, which is one of the leading world insurance companies, to come and set regional office in Kenya. We have signed another agreement with Bupa, which is the leading world health insurance company. They are coming to Kenya to set up their regional office here. There is the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, has already started setting up their office in Kenya, the regional office, and in September they guaranteed us that they are going to put up adverts to employ Kenyans at managerial levels and other levels, so that Kenyans, young Kenyans who are coming up with degrees can start getting jobs in the financial space. I can go on and on. That is the way to create jobs. You allow space, you come up with policies that would attract direct foreign investment into the country, and also come up with policies that would support the private sector to be able to take loans to expand their business so that they can employ more people. There is nowhere where someone will shout in Uhuru Park and tell you, now today we have brought jobs. Jobs are brought through government intervention, creating an environment, coming up with policies that would allow people to invest and create job opportunities. Those job opportunities can only be created when there is peace in the country, and when we don't witness looting of private businesses. That discourages private investment in any economy. I think I've spoken enough. I told you don't respond to me. I told you not to agree with me. Just go back, sleep over what I have said. If there is truth in it, then you will know that this government is doing relatively very well. And therefore, whether it will deserve another term in 2027, the jury is out.